What's going on, Reject Nation? Greg and John here. This came out yesterday. I don't think it's an official trailer number 2. Everywhere went on our notification bells for all the movie trailer sites. We're saying it's trailer number 2. I saw that this went up about an hour after John left my place after covering the Snyder Cut trailer. I was spending Valentine's Day with my fiance. Barely spent time with her on her actual birthday a couple days before, so I was like, this has to hold off until today.
Gotta have a personal life at some point.
I want to check this out. I hear there's plenty of new footage in here, so that excites me. And then, of course, after we do a reaction to it, we'll go through the frames and talk about it a little bit more in depth. I'm excited about this, more excited than before, because I recently rewatched the Godzilla 2014 movie, rewatched Kong Skull Island, just got to rewatch Godzilla King of the Monsters, so I'm just doing like my rebuild up to getting this mid-March. Let's get into it, people.
We need Kong.
Poor guy.
She's the only one to communicate with.
This movie's gonna be so cool. So cool. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. He totally loses this fight, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know.
This first fight, probably.
Oh. Damn.
Snap. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh. Wow.
Oh.
Dude.
I definitely get why Pacific Rim especially gets referenced. Oh, that last shot, dude.
That looks so cool.
Yes.
That looks so cool. Let's go through this.
Awesome.
Let's go through this. Damn, that was awesome. That was like pretty good amount of new footage. I mean, based off of this footage right here at the Navy port, which I don't know how these ships can withstand the weight of these two titans.
You know, he only weighs about like 3 airplanes.
But in this fight sequence, I mean, you see him going down underneath the water. Maybe this is early on in the fight, but I love how even when he's underwater, yes, water, blue, okay? But it still is such a reflection of you're in Godzilla's turf.
Yeah.
Like the color schemes that this movie has, especially they've been honing on since Kong Skull Island and King of the Monsters, is Godzilla's more blue, Kong is more of the red lighting, and then here, underwater, it's like, oh no, you're in Godzilla's turf. So I could see a scenario where Kong does ultimately lose this first fight. They have a rematch here, and by the way, that is such a good atomic breath shot. My God, that is monstrous. That is
They're
so
really
epic.
Doing a good job of making Godzilla look menacing.
That looks like out of an anime. I fucking love it so much.
Glowing eyes.
So this shot right here, when he's falling down, is this part of that night fight, or is this part of the Navy battle fight?
That looks like it's in the city.
Looks like it's probably in the city, okay.
Yeah.
But this looks like this is after the Navy battle fight.
Maybe they wash up on a shore or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. Yeah, maybe there's a beach.
I mean, it just seems like in that first fight, you're in Godzilla's territory that he's probably going to lose.
Yeah. Did
Kong
you
will lose in that
establish
fight.
underdog status for Kong?
And then it looks like these two guys from Monarch are in like Pacific Rim outfits.
No, there's so much in here that's like, oh, I get it. This really does feel like Pacific Rim, both with the Monarch people and just the particular neon and shininess of the city. It's aping Godzilla anyway, Pacific Rim.
Aping.
So puns. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely getting those vibes, which is interesting to me.
And then with this little girl who I'm assuming, especially after watching Kong Skull Island, I'm assuming she's one of the girls from within that tribe of the Homo sapiens that inhabit Kong Skull Island. And she's right here doing sign language saying, please be careful. I put a lot of money on this fight. I'm set to lose millions of dollars if you go down. Kong,
And the way the
please
world
get
is
up.
now, I can't afford to lose this money.
Please. All right. They didn't send me my stimulus check because we don't qualify.
We need to get another sequel on the
Come
ground.
on, Kong. Get up.
Please.
Get on your feet,
Come
Kong.
on, be the king! This also did give me my first bit of like, oh, I might actually want to root for Kong a little bit.
It is putting me in conflict.
Yeah.
Especially because after Godzilla 1, where he is the hero, of that. Like, they need him to defeat the Mutos, and then they need him especially in Godzilla King of the Monsters. He is a hero, but it seems like with these trailers, they really are pitching Kong as the underdog here.
Yeah.
And I love this shot because one thing that I really love about Godzilla 2014 is how so much of it, majority of it, is all captured from the terrifying human experiences, their perspective. Not just the way it's scripted, but also the way everything is shot. They always capture it from, like, you cut to random strangers from within buildings or tourists or whatever. And then here, this seems like such a scary moment to be a human in a building, and you're like, we gotta get the hell out of here. Oh my God, it's gonna fall over. And you're just watching this fight take place. It does remind me more out of the Gareth Edwards movie more than it does like King of the Monsters or Kong Skull Island, for that matter.
Definitely. It has that sort of horrific sense of scale that makes these, makes you remember that these are monster sort of horror movies in their own way, as well as action.
Well, the first one's more of the horror movie. Kong Skull Island and King of the Monsters aren't, but the first Godzilla definitely has a horror tone to it. And of course, the MechaGodzilla moment. And I'm just wondering how this is all going to play in. It seems like they're really rooting for Kong, at least to set him up that he will win in the second fight. I'm more of Team Godzilla. We gave a lot of reasons in our video that we did that was specifically dedicated to who we think will win and why. It's a 10-minute video, but the basic nutshell version of it, we don't think that Toho would let Godzilla lose in this installment, especially after how King Kong versus Godzilla took place. They are borrowing Godzilla for this movie. I did hear, though, after putting out that video, there's one thing that could be an exception here, and I don't know how much of this is true. Godzilla can lose if he has a son, like a baby Godzilla, and there have been leaks, one that just confirms with the toys themselves.
Damn those toys.
Those toys, something that happened with Avengers, it happens with a lot of movies. All this has to be taken with a grain of salt. We're going off of toys here, and sometimes they do factor in, or they could just be a toy, but there are like a MechaGodzilla toy, and there is a baby Godzilla toy, so maybe Kong does win in the second fight, but I'm like, okay, but if it's all centrally focused on Godzilla versus Kong, how does MechaGodzilla factor into this? He's just gonna come in randomly at the end.
Like having a baby Godzilla, I'm like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. Like, maybe we don't realize that until the end, and then Kong will win, but then this new Godzilla will arise and blah, blah. But with MechaGodzilla, I'm like, is there gonna be like a Frankenstein C plot that's like shoved in here? Again, it's that promise that Adam Wingard made of one of them will definitively win and lose that makes me wonder how MechaGodzilla could fit in at all.
And there's gonna be at least 2 fights.
Yeah.
So it seems like it would stand to reason that you would get like a fight early on, and then you build up to the big final fight at the nighttime where King Kong has his axe, and then maybe does win in that fight. But I'm like, how does MechaGodzilla fit into this? Because what were you thinking?
They build MechaGodzilla to help Godzilla practice. Evil people are backing Godzilla, and they build him so he can build up his skills.
I mean, I was thinking that maybe there's a scenario here. Godzilla does lose, and maybe he does die, and then they tease that he has a baby. They also tease the events that MechaGodzilla will come around in the sequel.
Yeah.
And then so Kong has to deal with MechaGodzilla, then baby Godzilla grows. I don't know. No, that doesn't actually make any sense. That sounds stupid. Ignore all that, because MechaGodzilla's in here causing destruction, so there's no way you could just set up like, we built a robot post-credit scene, because it's literally a destruction scene.
Unless they want to spoil that up front.
Yeah. I feel like that child and Kong relationship's gonna have a lot of heart. I really feel like I'm already feeling for it.
Maybe I'll care for a human in one of these movies.
Man, I really care about the humans in 2014's Godzilla, so we'll see how it goes down here. Guys, subscribe, leave your thoughts down below, hit that like button, click that notification bell. Last but not least, Deontay W. Tongue Punch Fart Box. You know how this is gonna go. All right, look, you know how this is gonna go. We're doing a versus. Yes, John. That's John.
No, I don't have anything.
I'm gonna say something.
I don't have anything. I was just
Greg's talking, so let me. This is my way of saying I'm going to come in and talk.
Come up with anything on top of your joke.
Didn't even get a chance to tongue punch fart box. You know, maybe Godzilla. It's ruined. Something about Kong punching Godzilla's tongue and then opening it and farting in it.
Godzilla
the atomic breath is the fart gas. Yeah, exactly.
Godzilla's tongue. Then he puts him in a box.
And then Deontay's there as the little boy.
And Deontay
going,
can
like,
communicate with both
of them. Please be careful.
Be careful, because
Deontay paid good money for this shout out.
Deontay, look, man. Next month's shout out is gonna be the best. You're gonna be blown away. Your socks are gonna be across the room. That's how much of knocked off they'll be. I'll learn to speak better by then.
It's done. It's done.